Hey, I'm Ryan Liberty, and in this video I'm going to answer the question, what is hypervigilance?
Ooh, ah.
Okay, let's tackle this. What is hypervigilance? Well, before I get to exactly what it feels like, let's talk about what it is. Hypervigilance is a symptom of PTSD and other anxiety disorders often, although it's not exclusive to them. And it generally is a constant scanning of your environment for threats. So you're always on the lookout, you're always hyper aware of what's going on. And that's part of it. It's this hypersensitivity to sensory stimuli. So you're always aware of what you're feeling, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, tasting, smelling, constantly on the lookout for what's going on in your environment. And it's a scanning for threats because PTSD involves a threat. And this can also show up in acute stress disorder, let me say. But it always involves some kind of trauma, and typically the hypervigilance is scanning for anything else that could result in trauma or any kind of threat to your safety. So, along with this hypersensitivity to what's going on around you, there tends to be an exaggerated response to anything that appears like a threat. And you're in general, because your hypervigilance seems to be something that's just kind of turned on, your arousal level is usually higher as a result of hypervigilance, of scanning your environment, and that can lead to feelings of exhaustion. Just to be clear, the difference between something like hypervigilance and scanning for a threat is that, and the difference between that and a flashback is that in a flashback you're not present, you're not here. There is that feeling of threat and looking around, scanning while you're in a flashback, but hypervigilance is present. You're here, you're in the real world, you know what's going on, and you're scanning right here, right now for things. It's also different from paranoia in that paranoia is more hearing hallucinatory things, looking out for people to take advantage of you. It's a different feeling. Hypervigilance is much more sharp and, again, present in the here and now with what's actually going on in front of you. It can be treated, and it could be treated in the same ways that you would treat something like PTSD or acute stress disorder, and that would be through relaxation techniques, medication, psychotherapy. But ultimately, you could see a therapist and they'll put a plan together for you if you find that you're having trouble with this, or a loved one. But let's get to, what does hypervigilance feel like? What is it like to have that experience? So in your body, you're going to find that you're very alert. You feel awake, and your attention is on what's going on around you. And you may also, because of that, feel some feelings of anxiety. So things like perspiring, trouble breathing maybe a little bit, tingling of the fingers and the toes, anything that you may see in anxiety. And I have a video on anxiety if you want to learn more about that. In your head, what's going on is you're highly focused. You're very attuned to what's happening around you. And you may say things to yourself like, what is that? What's going on over there? Just always looking and feeling and smelling and trying to figure out what's happening. Emotionally, you may feel like you're a little bit on edge, like you're waiting for something to happen, or you just have that feeling, like that tense feeling. And again, that all comes with that feeling of arousal, of being alert. And behaviorally, you'll do things like what I've been doing throughout this video, like scan, look around the room, constantly be noticing things, and you may stop every now and then because you want to notice something more closely. So you may stop to feel the air, you may stop to smell or to hear something more closely, and all of those could be signs that you're experiencing hypervigilance. So this has just been a quick little overview of hypervigilance. to get you familiar with the term. I hope that it's helped to provide for you a human experience of what hypervigilance is. And I appreciate you taking the time to investigate into your mental health and the mental health of your loved ones. So thank you for joining me here. Hey, it's Ryan Liberty. If you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up, share with a friend, and leave any questions or comments down below because that would really help me out. If you're somebody who's gone through a traumatic event and you're feeling cut off from the people around you, I have a free course that will help with that, so please click to get it. And if you'd like to see the rest of my videos, please click subscribe. As always, I want to remind you that your life matters. Nobody can question your worth. However it is that you're feeling, whatever it is that you're going through, it's okay, and you are loved. Thanks again for watching.